Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 2 between Rising Star and the Chain Stack. I hope you guys enjoyed the mid-game entertainment. I think there's only one way to put it like that. But, Gods, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good now. The team, the Australian, or the Australian team, it's somewhat
The
synonymous.
team with a Australian.
AKA the Australian team.
I'm hearing a whirling fan in the background. What's going on?
It's gone. How are we sounding now? Well, it should be gone. It's like dying down. This is accidentally knocked that. My computer, my laptop is a relic, but it seems to be holding up okay today. Haven't had any crashes yet today.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Rising Star down one game in this best of 3 series. The Chain Stack, I don't think anybody count them in. Like, we saw, I mean, you definitely count them in because they're the Australian team. But for the most part, people expecting the Chinese team to, I don't know, to go further. I guess that's the politest way to say it. But Rising Star on the verge of being eliminated.
I know LD counted them out after he cast one of their games. I don't know if it was in this tournament, maybe it was another tournament, and he was very disappointed by them. But I knew they had the potential. They have just a team of really strong individual players. And when they say chain stack, this team literally just plays pub matchmaking games all together at the highest level. Like they verse Chuan's IG stack all day long. They verse the ZSMJ stack on the Southeast Asia server. This is just a compilation of some of the best players all over Southeast Asia and Australia with, what, 2 Singaporeans, one Malaysian, 1 Indonesian, and an Australian. And well, it's working out for them in competitive play as well, which is great to see.
And here we go. You talked about the go-to strategy of the Chain Stack, which is Chains as anti-mage. They first pick it like it does not even matter. Nyx Assassin, sure, you could gank the anti-mage or you could try. We're gonna still pick it up anyways. And of course, one of the better counters early game against anti-mage, the Magnus, is not even there. One-man RP being used in combination of a couple other, like maybe a mid-ganker coming in, like the Queen of Pain from last game. Not even available here either for the Rising Stack. So Rising Star gonna have to do something. Or Rising Stars, I'm not sure why I combined the two teams. It seems like going the late game route has not been working out. The Void Pick didn't work last game. Let's see if they're gonna be trying another late game route, or let's say if they want to, tackle it head on early on.
And I feel this Anti-Mage first pick is because they know Rising Stars would have grabbed the they ran Anti-Mage in their last game. Sure, it was a Wisp Anti-Mage, but Rising Stars would have happily taken the Anti-Mage if Chains did not, or Risk, I should say, the chain from the Chain Stack didn't first pick it. So it was either a first pick or give it away. And I think they decided they'd rather first pick it, reveal the fact that they're going to have it, and now it's up to Rising Stars to have to come up with a way of dealing with the strategy that they versed last game. It's going to be Darkseer Anti-Mage again. Darkseer could go mid, could go offlane. The potential is there for both to be played both ways, and we'll have to see how Chain Stack look to do it.
Well, Nyx Assassin also could go mid or as a support, although most of the times we've been seeing him play as a support, and I think he will be playing as a support here as well. With Queen of Pain going mid, we're going to see a rematch, maybe, of the Darkseer versus Quap mid, and Quap had the edge there last time in terms of the farming, but Darkseer is just simply a better utility hero for the team early on in the game as well.
Well, I think the Keeper of the Light pickup early on is a nice little addition here, something they can go offensive trialing with. They're obviously expecting a potential solo anti-mage. They probably know that Chain Stack are quite happy to run him in a trialing if they need to, but Keeper of the Light with Nyx Assassin and one more could be running that offensive trial. And you haven't got the strong trialing carrying the lifesteal, but there's plenty of other options. We've seen Mirana be used, we've seen Gyrocopter last game by the Chain Stack, so there are other options and alternatives that they can be running in an offensive trialing if they want to try and shut down the anti-mage.
We're going to be moving towards the second draft here. As of course, this is the G1 League qualifiers. We're kind of deep into stage number 2, and of course, whenever a team loses, they're dropped out completely. And of course, who's waiting for them at qualifier stage number 3 is a DK, LG China, Orange, as well as the champion IG. So it's a very, very stacked 4 teams waiting for them, and these guys are at least looking for a chance to prove that they can hang with the best.
And I love the format. It's single elimination until you get to phase 3, and then I'm not sure the exact format, but I think it's it's going to go for maybe an extra week or 2. Whereas this single elimination, phase 1 and phase 2, has just been you play, and if you lose, then you're gone. And they've cut it down from, I think they started with 32 teams in phase 1. They cut that down to 8 teams. Phase 2, they had 8 invites. It was 16 teams, and now they're going to cut 16 teams down to 4. And those 4 teams will join those other 4 invited teams in phase 3. So they quickly cut it down from 40 total teams to 4 teams in just a week or so. And we're going to see who's going to be left standing. This would shock a lot of people if it was the Chain Stack. I mean, sure, by now, I think teams are I mean, teams as well as viewers are realizing they're a strong team after beating 4Love. But
10 seconds remaining.
from looking at it from the perspective of the start, holy crap! Chain Stack, some
5
unknown
seconds
team,
remaining.
some unknown pub mix going through 40 teams to get qualified for the G1 League. That's incredible.
Wait, so you're saying we're gonna see the G1 League LAN final to be like IG, LGD China, Orange, the Chain Stack?
All right, hey man, you never know. Chain Stack can dream.
All right.
Well, Phase 3 isn't the LAN stage yet. You're still on online stage with 8 teams. So
Sure.
that 8 teams has to go down to 4 teams then. But anything's possible. I'm not saying that. That's getting way ahead of yourself. I think regardless of who wins this match, whether it's Rising Stars or Chain Stack, they're in for a whole bunch of pain and trouble come Phase 3 against the likes of IG, DK, LGD China. Even some of the other teams who are going to qualify, like Zenith and LGD International, can cause a lot of issues.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that. But it looks like we have a lot of bands to kind of talk about. The most particular of which is that Wisp. Rising Star being able to use the Wisp before. I felt like this is a game to kind of bring it back, because you kind of have to try something different. Anti-Mage is a mobile carry, but you can still get on top of it. Something like a Wisp CK combo. I'm not sure if Rising Star has been practicing that strat. But of course, with Nyx Assassin and Keeper of Light being picked up as your support roles, you don't really have room for that Wisp, so they do ban it out. Meanwhile, here on the Chain Stack, banning out nothing but carries or teamfight oriented heroes because, well, they're pretty much set on those department. They just want to cut out Rising Star from getting their particular carry. We have one carry role left here on the Rising Star. What is it gonna be?
Radiant team.
And you could turn on your mic anytime now. Gods?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Button was broken. I had another coughing fit, and then I couldn't. I was pushing my mic.
Oh
button.
yeah, man, that button on that penis mic, man. You gotta jam it down.
Soul Spirit. There we go. There's something different. I like this. This is a better way of dealing with the Anti-Mage draft. We are going to see Johnny's solo mid DK, something Chain Stack have run in the past. They like to go for this dual carry lineup every now and then, which puts risk onto the off lane Darks here, but Storm Spirit as the safe lane carry, I imagine. There's some good synergy with the Keeper of the Light to rejuvenate him with the mana. And end of the day, I think this is a really strong dual semi carry with Storm Spirit and Queen of Pain. This is how you verse an Anti-Mage.
Well, it's good if you're gonna be ganking the Anti-Mage. It's pretty bad if you're receiving end of some big Mana Voids. And
Yeah.
if there's a vacuum into a 4-man Mana Void or something, it could get pretty spectacular for the Chain Stack. Of course, DK is actually one of the tankiest hero in the game, and I'm not sure if Stormster and Queen of Pain could even kind of dual nuke them down. Of course, Stormster does definitely do a lot of physical damage as well because of all the overload hits. Armor on DK is gonna say low to that, so it's going to be something that's going to be different, like you said, and works very well with Keeper of Light, especially with the global ability of Recall. You gank one side of the map, you get TP him in to gank another side of the map. I'm not sure if that's enough, especially seeing how well Chain Stack has played with their Anti-Mage so far.
Yeah, it's been really their bread and butter. We're going to see what their last pick is going to be. And it's some kind of support here. Lina, Leshrac both still in the pool, and I imagine that's going to be where they're headed here. They've got the Rubik as a setup, and then you can just follow it up with something like a Lina stun, unless they're going to go like Chen Jungle or something here, but I don't feel that's going to offer a lot against your mobile heroes in Queen of Pain and Storm Spirit. You need burst damage and you need stuns, so I think Lina fits in pretty nicely.
Well, the tough thing is that I guess there's I was gonna say it's gonna have some little bit difficulty getting those setup stuns, but hey, Dragon Knight is gonna be a range farm setup. There's that lift, and of course Vacuum into I would say is a possibility as well. Chains will be playing the Anti-Mage once again. Risk on that Darkseer, not gonna be on that carry gyrocopter like he did last time. You talked about Johnny going mid as DK, and of course we're gonna see a little bit more standard defensive trialing with Anti-Mage, and I look towards these two supports starting to roam off a bit because Chains have no problem playing that lane solo.
Yeah, I imagine they'll start with the trialing just in case they're up against an offensive trialing, and then as soon as they see if it's something like an offlane Clockwork, they say, okay, let's go gank mid, let's try kill the Storm or the Queen of Pain or whoever's mid. But over on the Rising Stars team, the team with the Storm Spirit last pick, it's Zhao Chuji playing Storm, Mofi on the Clockwork. Whoop, there we go, missing my players and heroes. Now we've got XDD playing the Nyx Assassin, Air on the Queen of Pain, and then finally Super the Captain on Keeper of the Light. So most likely Storm Spirit safe lane, especially since Zhao Chuji is playing it.
Yeah, Stormster safe lane, again, very, very popularized by Quantic Korok at some point long time ago. And I think it's actually very, very powerful. You just give him that quick Orchid, and he just simply cuts people apart. Do you want to point out that our Lina Inverse player, Legendary, does have the Arcana set. Minerva's going to be playing the Rubik. We do have Chains again on the Anti-Mage. Here's the risk on the Darkster, and of course, Johnny again on DK.
Well, we'll see the It looks like it's just an offlane Mofi on the clockwork. He's not going to be going. We're not going to see the offensive trial here to shut down. So both teams going with the safe trial line, which I don't think it's really heavily favored to either team necessarily. We'll probably see Risk go straight into his own jungle. There's no point really going bottom up against the Nyx Assassin Keeper of the Light. You're just going to get zoned out. So if anything here, the offlaner the offlaner and the Darkseer can get a lot more XP and farm than the clockwork can at top lane.
Although with that said as well, I think the Radiant support could get better farm because of the Keeper of Light. Illuminate spam after you stack a couple of camps, they're going to catch a little bit ahead in terms of EXP. In terms of roaming ganks, of course, the Radiant tri-lane is going to be a lot weaker as there's a Smoke of Descent and Lina already lift into LSA into whatever setup spells they may have. So again, we don't expect too many kills early on. It's going to be a lot of passive plays. And passive play early on, who do you think that favors? Does it favor the Storm that's going to be going for the quick Orchid most likely, or does it favor the team that's trying to farm up for that mech, trying to rise up for tankier heroes, and basically withstand the blow that Rising Star is going to be throwing at them?
I think it's a pretty neutral thing right now. I don't think either team is a big edge. I think it'd normally favor the Queen of Pain Storm Spirit drought, but you've also got a DK farming. It's not just the anti-mage you have to worry about. Your solo mid on the dire side is a hero who you can't really gank with a keeper like Nyx Assassin, and who's going to be posing a bit of a, not so much of a high DPS here, but probably just looking to tank up as much as possible. He is going to be maybe actually getting level 1 ganked here though. He's going to have to be very, very careful. Invis, Nyx Assassin, Keeper Light sitting back as well, but it doesn't seem there's going to be enough damage.
I mean, they really... Oh, top lane here looks Mofi taking a ton of damage. She's tangling up, and I think he's actually going to go down. I'm lost for words. He should not be in there.
Yeah, that should not be happening. Mid lane was completely not the place to be watching. DK does get down pretty low from the Invis Nyx Assassin, but top lane first blood to chain stack, and that's a first blood to an anti-mage of all heroes.
Oh man, oh man. I mean, once his battlefield, he really just makes the map split open, farm everywhere, farm your lane, farm your jungle, farm the enemy lane and jungle as well. But for now, Air is controlling the mid lane until Johnny gets his bottle. He's almost there, but he actually can't even show up the way because, you know, level 2 Blink, level 3 Scream, you get pretty dangerously low.
Yeah, he just wants to leech XP for the time being. Once he's got bottle, he can just be spending most of this early game bottle crowing. The anti-mage doesn't need the crow at all. He's got all these items he needs in the side shop, so he's going to run back to it. Smart thing to do, and make sure you don't get courier sniped as well at the same time. Actually, no, he's not going to go all the way back for it, but for the Dire team, they don't really have heroes who need this crow, so Johnny can spend a lot of time bottle crowing. He doesn't even have to go and get runes. Maybe Risk wants to get a ball of his own in the jungle, but for this start for the DK, not ideal because of how much harass he's taken thanks to that Nyx Assassin gank.
Yeah, Lina missed a couple of CS while pulling the neutrals, which generally not something worth pointing out, but it really delayed the crow upgrade, so he had to walk all the way back to at least his tier 2 tower, so it really delays regen and lost a couple points of EXP because of that. Mofi on the top lane, I think he should be using those cogs to stop the creep equilibrium at least a little bit, but now he's just giving it up to jungle completely after giving up a first blood, so not going so well here on the top region of the map for the Rising Stars.
No, not at all. Clockwork has just been completely shut out of this lane, and it's not really looking to improve anytime soon. With for Darkseer, he's level 3 and going hard. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain is going for some more harass on Johnny at mid lane. Haste Rune being snagged up by Air, so this is really helping him get a big level advantage. He's going to hit level 4. DK still just on level 2.5.
Do you almost feel like those Shadow Strike harass is almost meaningless because you know it's gonna flame breath spam, you know it's gonna bottle right back up, and it feels like you're just wasting mana that doesn't actually accomplish too much. Maybe you should just be screaming creep waves.
I think it's okay. It's more for to push him out of XP range than anything, because when he used that, it forced Johnny back to his own tower. I think Johnny probably missed some XP from a bit of
Fair
creeps
point.
there.
Yeah, fair point.
And
Definitely.
Queen of Pain. Look at Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain can bottle crow, but more than anything, is sitting on full HP and mana. He actually hasn't chewed through any of Queen of Pain's mana, so I think it's a why not. As long as you're not missing creeps, then you may as well.
And when you're having the haste and being able to go right up to his face whenever you want, definitely very helpful as well. Risk is jungling up level 3, got 800 on the bank. I imagine Soul Ring is going to be his first and biggest choice. He probably is going to stay here until maybe level 5, although he's going to be close to level 5, and then he's going to try to protect some tower. Meanwhile, the Rising Star is starting to apply a little bit of pressure. The next creep wave that's going to come, it's going to illuminate and impale, and of course a remnant, and it's going to be completely gone.
Yeah, here goes the illuminate. This could be a very fast T1 tower. I like this decision because Storm is going to be getting level 6 in a pretty timely manner. The question is, how fast can you get that Orchid up? I can only imagine, safe lane farming Storm, you want to rush an Orchids here. Korok, I know, has done some sort of Midas into Orchid builds or even Midas Bloodstone, but against an anti-mage, it's all about rushing the Orchid and then ganking him non-stop.
Yep. And you definitely can when you could zip in from afar. Queen of Pain's going to be a good +1 in that gank as well, but looks like they're going to run into Air. Air That was a kind of bad game by Chainstack. They should have had the Rubik in front because,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, Lena Indus now still scanning things out. Did manage to deny the rune from Queen of Pain, and with just Lena here, I don't see them getting this kill, but they're going to go for it. One right click stun, not going to land. He got greedy. He went for the extra right click.
yeah, maybe he was waiting for Johnny to actually set up that stun, but Queen of Pain was not going to let her get close. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage gets another kill. Ugh, this is looking really bad.
Yeah, I mean, he's not farming quite as well as Stormspirit. Stormspirit also has some of that tower gold, but 31 creep kills, 2 hero kills. This is going to be a very, very fast battlefield if he wants to go that way. Last game he went for the treads, so we may just see treads again. He likes to sort of play, getting well, I guess the movement speed and attack speed that they offer, so that he can go for more kills and be more aggressive. And also strength treads give you some survivability. We'll have to see if he does the same here, or maybe this is a game just to rush the Battle Fury.
Yeah, I feel like in this particular game, you just have to, or at least you want to actually stack up a little bit of HP. Sure, you could get the Battle Fury and you can start farming in the jungle, but it's so easy for Xiao Tuji to find you and basically pick you off for free. So I think he should tank up a bit, maybe even put a couple more points into his stack, and then worry about his Battle Fury later. And of course, all these extra kills that he's getting right now, that's definitely going to be extremely, extremely helpful in terms of making him tankier.
Yeah, and speaking of tanking, I mean, DK at mid lane, he's going to be very careful here. Queen of Pain getting aggressive here. Ward onto the high ground on the cliff here. This is a really smart ward to have against the DK. You know if he leaves the lane to go looking for runes, and more than anything, you can Shadow Strike uphill, you can harass uphill. He'll quickly realize it's there. He may already have noticed the ward being planted, but even with him knowing it's there, it's really hard to lane against Queen of Pain now.
I mean, what is he really going to do about it, right? Yeah, back in the jungle, we do have Keeper of Light doing that stack jungling as expected. Keeping Illuminate at level 1 to make that chakra magic a little bit more spammable, regen a ton more mana, a lot more useful as well at level 2. Double damage is going to get taken on top lane by Minerva, denying that from Queen of Pain, which is kind of a big rune, especially during the first Nightfall, as well as having the access to the ultimate. She could get a double or even triple kill with that double damage.
Oh yeah, it's a really nice thing. And something important here, the two supports on the chain stack team, they're actually doing really well as far as XP goes, partly because of the 2 kills at top lane, and they've got a couple last hits here and there, especially on the Lena, and that's something where you wouldn't expect them to be on par with the Keeper Light and Nyx Assassin, but they're pretty much seeing on the exact same experience.
And that's with roaming to the mid lane to set up an occasional gank here and there. It's really because Mofi has really been picked off a couple of times. Minerva just waiting. He just wants to lift Mofi up, and that's going to be a kill, but Mofi with the boots of speed going to be a little bit more difficult to get that gank. And right now, Stormspirit at level 6, you got to be very careful if you're risking. You see that he's just dropping double Iron Shell and staying very, very far back. Just basically out of sight range, and he's going to lose EXP, but his life is a little bit more important at this stage of the game.
Well, it's another Treads build coming out of Chain, so this is going to make it really hard for Clockwork to lane against him. Having the extra attack speed and mobility and 1 Rubik lift, like you mentioned, if you get that off, it's a dead Clockwork. The Mana Void is there to follow it up, but Clockwork playing safe enough for the time being, and as a result, Rubik and Lean decide to go for another rotation. They're going to head back mid again, and we'll see if they can maybe catch up Queen of Pain. I feel you need DK to initiate with a level 6 ulti, and he's just about to hit level 6, so they've timed this gank so that DK is level 6. Unfortunately, there's plenty of wards on high ground. They get spotted by 2 separate wards.
Yeah, I mean, that's why having this particular ward not only good for harassing uphill, very, very important in terms of scoping out ganks and whatnot. Of course, a ward coming out of here as well, like you talked about. If you don't have that smoke, you're not going to get a gank off.
Yeah, it's wards all over the place for the Radiant team. They're not really doing a whole lot here, and they're just sitting behind it. I think they're expecting, maybe because it's past the 6-minute mark, like, oh, their enemy wards have expired. We're seeing it 7.5 minutes in, but Queen of Pain was instantly rewarding. Goes looking for a rune here. Even with these support heroes near mid, Queen of Pain is not at all scared about going for these runes, just because she knows the exact positioning of them right now.
Haystream being guarded up by Super, although he might have to being forced to take it himself. He does, and he's going to basically run away. Although getting a little bit cut off here. Was that smoke being cancelled? Yes, it was. Legendary smoke gone, and again, another smoke kind of being used down the drain. Johnny really wanted that last hit on the siege unit, but doesn't want to break out of smoke, so a little bit of awkward engagement happening on the mid. Air's going to go back, get a little bit of mana, come back on the mid lane with Treads basically completed. And Mofi finally getting some EXP, and he's not even going to die for it, so he's pretty happy about that. Stormspirit, by the way, Oblivion Staff number 1 is finished and working towards that second one.
Hastings pick all that, not so much as steal, but forcing Keeper Light to pick it up really helps out Chain Stack though, because Queen of Pain had to go back to base to heal. Now it's going to start going back to lane. It wasted a lot of Queen of Pain's time, where Queen of Pain could be looking to gank with the rune or at least stay in lane, having that refilled bottle. But now Queen of Pain has to go back and heal, and I feel that wasted a lot of important time for this Queen of Pain. Another hero to look out for, Stormspirit. 1 Oblivion Staff is up. He's sitting on 1k gold as well, so we're about 1300 away from that completed Orchid Malevolence.
Yeah, I'm personally a little bit surprised that we haven't seen a teleport scroll on the mid lane like he's doing right now. Go for that basically free kill on the DK. With the ward up on the high ground vision, you know there's no support. And look at how easy this is. Two heroes jumps in, and well, Keeper of Light's gonna take this one, but they could easily transition into a push. Sentry even making sure that there's no wards on their side of the camp. Meanwhile, up on top lane, simultaneously, the chain stack, the two supports, going back to the dirty work, killing Clock once again. And look at, like you said, the high level two supports. They're gonna hit level 6 as supports 10 minutes in. This is really, really too impressive. I think Mofi, again, making a slight mistakes here and there.
Yeah, and it's really cost them. They are going to be some TPs in. They want to defend this T1 tower. They go on Chains, but he's going for this Vanguard. He's so tanky. The Vanguard could be keeping him alive. He does go in on Queen of Pain. That was a bit of a misplay because he's now got no mana for a blink. Chains, what are you doing, man? Just blink out of there. He got the Vanguard, which actually kept him alive, but then he tried to fight the Queen of Pain, who had plenty of mana to survive that one.
Ooh, he went for a little bit of greedy play. Not only did not get it, tower was also denied. So suddenly I think Rising Star very far ahead because the gank on the mid lane paid off as well. So 2 carries down for the chain stack. Not looking good so far. Let's check out on the Storm. He's almost there. I mean, just about 1,500 more gold, and he's going to have that Orchid. And Vanguard's going to be very helpful, obviously, to survive that combo. Not sure, though, if you could survive against Queen of Pain and Storm Spirit, a 2-man gank.
I like the item pickup, and Chain's one of the only players who does this build. He did it yesterday as well. He picks up a Wraith Band. Really unusual build coming out from Chains on this Anti-Mage. He's just going for early game cost-effective items. But fortunately for him, his team is getting caught out. DK at mid. Another kill going the way of Rising Stars, but a follow-up on the T1 tower as well.
Man, he got blown the hell up, and Xiao Tuji gonna try to last at the tower. He does, so he's gonna have his Oblivion Staff number 2 completely finished. Reducing risk, trying to get some EXP on the bot lane, but again, gotta be very, very careful because Stormster is gonna have your number. He does teleport out immediately. Good choice, as we do see the entire gank party coming his way.
Yeah, gank party is en route, but it doesn't look like too much is gonna be happening right now. And the chain stack, they've got some really, I guess, deep wards of their own. Bottom tier 1 tower, they're scouting out things, so they can see TPs and rotations from Storm Spirit on occasion. And all in all, they've got some decent vision to help protect the Anti-Mage, buy him some space, buy him some time. And, well, it's once again, it's the 4-1 split. They have Anti-Mage farming, and then the other 4 heroes who basically comprise a strong fighting unit on their own merit can go around looking for team fights. The one hero who they'd like more farm on is going to be this DK. He's just not quite tanky enough at the time being.
Yeah, all the meanwhile, we do have Keeper of Light constantly stacking the high level camp, and yeah, he's actually getting some decent level as a support keeper as well. Nyx Assassin a lot more ahead, almost hitting level 8, of course, getting a couple kills up on the top lane when he ganked. Xiao Tuji, double Oblivion Staff, Orchid is going to be done after just a single wave. And it's go time for the Rising Star. They're down behind in terms of 1 game. This is a must-win situation, and the Dire team just smoked under a ward. Uh-oh. Not going to be good.
Oh, they can look to bait this out or just back off and avoid it altogether. This should go well for Rising Stars. They already got a bit of an item lead as well. They're up by about 2-3k gold, and we're going to see if they can look to bait out this bottom lane. Storm Spirit not really poking out too far. Here we go. Queen of Pain is smoked as well, so trying to find him. Actually reveals himself. Queen of Pain not going to want to go blinking into this one. Sensual is dropped, and Nyx Assassin thrown up into the air. Stun. Dragon Slave, Laguna Blade. Not enough damage, though.
A lot of misspells here, and oh, look, Xiao Tuji's gonna get stunned up. Where's the LS follow-up? And Xiao Tuji even Beautruckable, not even popping his ultimate. Mana Void at the perfect time, and not, ooh, nice little bit of a cogs. That will prevent the chain stack from chasing him, but that kill absolutely huge. Now 400, 500 go away from that Orchid, and 21 second dead, so a lot of time just bought here for the chain stack.
You know, against Queen of Pain and Storm Spirit, this is the perfect way to play Anti-Mage. Don't go Battle Fury. Go Vanguard. He can even go straight Manta now. I don't think he even needs Battle Fury. All you have to do against these 2 heroes is survive, because you don't need the late game. You're up against 2 heroes who aren't going to be late game carries. All you need is the survivability, which comes from Vanguard and then Manta style. So I think it's a great idea not even to go back for the Battle Fury at this point.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. There are 2 heroes that are going to try to snowball against you, and you just prevent that. And I think this is something that support should actually look towards to do as well. Obviously not by getting Vanguard, but stacking bracers, exactly what Lina's doing. Trying to have your try to make sure that you always have a full magic stick. Acquire those charges, don't use it unless it's absolutely necessary. Rubik a little bit behind because he's, you know, playing as the 5 support. He needs a little bit level there as well, but hopefully he will pick that one up very soon. And Storm trying to get that Orchid finish. I think he will have it by lasting every single creep in this particular wave. And the question is, how would Rising Star play in this particular point? Are they going to start looking to push more towers? Or are they going to start looking for a bit more pickoffs? I think they, again, the ball's in their court. and you know, they're free to do whatever they want.
It's in their court, but they have to be very wary of the Anti-Mage, who's gone for super early game items. He's even got a Ring of Aquila to go on top of this. So he's going to, any team fight, he's going to be there. He's maxed out Mana Break. He's maxed out Spell Shield. He's only got one in Blink, which is a bit of a liability for the time being, but he'll quickly max that out after he gets a few more levels. So he'll be coming to any team fights, which for Storm Spirit and Queen of Pain is a worry. This isn't going to be an Anti-Mage who's off farming with a Battle Free. This is an Anti-Mage who's going to be coming to team fights time and time again.
Ooh, it looks like they're gonna go right on Chains, but you can see that he's just so tanky. The pull, the Orchid on top. Is he gonna be tanky enough? The Orchid's gonna do a ton of damage, but the mech up, providing that really key heal. Here comes the backstab. They do kill the Nyx Assassin. Sonic Wave, they're gonna focus on Legendary, but he's also very tank. Super gets lifted up. Super is dead as well. The counter game from Chain Stack a lot stronger. Full retreat coming in from the Rising Star. Cogs being dropped, and that's gonna be it. But the key first gank with the Orchid not doing a single damn thing. Vanguard doing work. Mech doing work, and I gotta say, Chain Stack really outthinking the Rising Stars.
It shows that they can adapt to what they're up against. Last game it's the Battle Free build. This time it's a Vanguard, Ring of Aquila. The Magic Wand as well. All the charges he had on that for that Orchid game. It gives you that little boost in heal. And then combine that with a mech. There's no way he was going down there. So much of the damage gets negated already by the Spell Shield. And that mech, you get the full heal regardless. So for Chains, he is so unkillable at this point. And that's a big, big concern for Rising Stars. Because that damage output is not really going to increase significantly in the near future. Maybe Queen of Pain when you have the double Orchid coming. It gets quite significantly better. But beyond that, these heroes aren't going to be going carry items anytime soon. They need BKBs. They can't just go DPS.
I mean, BKB is going to basically says we're going to have trying to basically get the mid-game superiority, but Anti-Mage as well as Dragon could always just shift gear and say, alright, you go mid-game superiority, we'll outcarry you late game. So I feel like right now, the Chain Stack has gotten themselves the advantage back in the hand. You see the Go Graph really reflecting that. Went up for a bit, and now going back down. And now Rising Star looking to butt their head against that tier 1 tower again. Let's see if they're going to have that luck. DK form is going to be down for a little bit. And I'm not sure, well, I'm not even sure they even need DK form, to be honest. The mech is really what they need.
And here's your Anti-Mage Yasha. It's straight into the Manta style, not worried about going for the Battle Fury. He's headed top, and this Yasha gives him a lot more DPS. He's really a big killing threat right now. With maxed out Mana Break against Queen of Pain or the Storm Spirit, if they're not focusing him down and pushing him out of the fight, he's going in and getting kill after kill.
Here we go. Chain Stack slowly walking right now. Risk it. Teleportation, that's going to be coming in from Johnny. A very, very good frontline tank. There's a surge coming in from Risk. He really wants to forward this fight. If they get Super, well, Super's going to be a free kill. Where's the Dragon form? There's a Dragon form. The Sun comes in against Super. Mana Drain comes in right now. There's Super just melts. Anti-Mage blinks in. Storm is also dead. And suddenly, again, the chase is going the other way. Chains, like, he just doesn't care. There's a Laguna Blade to get another kill as well. And my god, Chain Stack looking to eliminate Rising Star from the tournament. 3-9 right now in favor of Chain Stack. And they're going to get a tier 2 off of this as well.
They play such a smart strategical game, and you can see they are a new team. You can see some mistakes here and there, like when Chains, well, he died earlier at top to the Queen of Pain. He is going to go aggressive once again. He's such an aggressive player with his laning. He's always going for kills. It does cost him his life that one time earlier at top lane. That's where the individual mistakes come in, but overall, the strategies and the execution from Chain Stack is amazing. They're coming up with strategies which these Chinese teams just haven't seen or had to verse before.
Surge is going to save the Dragon. They're going to go back, but here comes the Storm Spirit. Wasted a ton of mana. Not going to get accomplished. Look at them. They're just retreating as a line. If you're going to jump in and grab on, you're going to fight everybody. Clock hook shot, a little bit too short. Only level 6 here. Oh my god. Only level 6? We're 18 minutes in. The supports on the Dire are level 7 and 8. What is this game?
I mean, the support Nyx Assassin is even level 8. Keeper of the Light really under-leveled as well. And the Dire team, the XP advantage, over 5k right now.
The game's not looking good here for the Rising Star. They don't have the late game option. The mid game superiority they're going for is not working out. Where do you go from here?
Well, I mean, I think they overestimated their ability to just get kill after kill once they finish these Orchids. They're like, okay, Storm can get an Orchid, then we can get kill after kill. I think they need to be ganking with the Storm before his Orchid was even up. Like you said, he can just TP mid, get those kills on DK, whatever it may be. They really shut down DK. DK was so poor this game, but they couldn't capitalize on it. Even Darkseer wasn't really offering a whole lot. Does have a mech and Soul Ring now, but Darkseer was spending all that early game in the jungle. But Risk is no kills, no deaths, but he is right where he wants to be as far as a utility Darkseer goes.
Man, maybe Anti-Mage is the most OP hero, OP carry hero. It's not the ones that we've been seeing like Lone Druid and whatnot. It's Anti-Mage with this versatility, skill build, and item builds.
it's one of those things. I know what just talking to Winter and stuff is about it. He feels that teams just pick anti-mage when they're like when they want to win or they don't know what to do. It's like let's just pick anti-mage. He fits into so many drafts. He's not really. It's like you say. It's very versatile as a carry. He can split push. He can just do hard carry. It's not like your first three picking a Faceless Void. That's not really a go-to strategy if you want to win a game. But you can always first three pick an anti-mage, and that can work in any strategy. So I feel it's a really just all-around hero that teams can fall back on. It's one of those things which come TI3, I imagine we'll be still seeing a lot of anti-mage.
Yeah, I mean, unless people are being creative about it. I mean, anti-mage, like you said, versatile. He could go early, he could go late. Mid-game is fine for him as well. We've seen BKB anti-mage first after things like Battle Fury as well. So, I mean, this hero,
Yeah.
pretty balanced.
I like this build too. I think this is a completely forgotten build. It used to be the way you played anti-mage. It was Vanguard Treads and then Mantis up. Maybe you go Vanguard Treads and then you get your Battle Fury. It's like a 25-minute Battle Fury after your Vanguard Treads, but ignoring the Battle Fury used to be a perfectly legit way of playing this hero.
I think they went like phase Vanguard Yasha back in the Dota 1 days, and he just blinked around chasing supports all day, and he got a lot of kills there as well. So this one opting for Treads, obviously for the extra HP to dodge the the timing attack that's going to be coming out from the Storm Spirit and Queen of Pain. But despite the fact that it's finishing double Orchid, which generally is one of the most strongest timing in the entire game, they're losing right now. This is not a good sign at all. Rising Star, I don't think they win this game.
And it doesn't look like it's going to be turning around anytime soon with this double Orchid. It's like, okay, they've been losing, but now they've got double Orchid, it'll start turning around. No, that's not happening. It's just, they're not even close to making it happen right now.
Well, unless Chainstack starts playing, throwing hero kills here and there, because if you give enough kills to Stormster and Queen of Pain, they will snowball. Chainstack's been playing perfectly so far. They're mostly reserving the kills for counter TP, making sure that Kiri is the only one being exposed, and they will survive long enough till the Darkseer comes in with the mech, and they should be mostly fine. The support should basically hide within tree lines, within fogs, and if they keep playing like that, I don't think they lose this game.
The problem is Anti-Mage, if he just finds a blink in on some of these squishy heroes, most notably Keeper Light. Keeper Light's dead. You can silence the Anti-Mage, but he can still auto attack with Yasha Treads. He's got more movement speed than the Keeper of the Light. It takes about 4 auto attacks to kill off Keeper of the Light. So it's really difficult for Rising Stars to take a team fight when Anti-Mage can just go blinking in. He can't really die. Even if he gets silenced, he's not dying. He just can't blink out. He can't use his ultimate, but he's fine with that if he can still get those right clicks off.
Anti-Mage does not have a teleport score already. Maybe he's starting to drop that QB and maybe pick a TP up, because the way that he's been playing for his team, looks like XDD, this is the second or third time where he tried to initiate, but it's not gonna work out here. XDD dies immediately. Here comes the Storm Spirit though. Storm Spirit is gonna zip back out. Cog's gonna get dropped as well. Here comes Big Bad Anti-Mage. He's blinking. He's forcing Storm Spirit to get out. Is he gonna really chase for the kill? He's chasing. You don't run from chains. I think he's gonna go for super instead. It's just literally the free kill. 1 hit, 2 hit. Mana Void's gonna do it. Maybe he's gonna do it after 1 more hit.
Does he even want to use it? He can just kill without using it if he wants to. It'll take him some time. Yeah, I imagine just use it here. Ulti? Nope, he's not ulting. Here comes DK for the KS. Nope, misses the Flame Breath.
This is the saddest unicorn ever, or the horse, whatever you call him. Like, they're playing with food! What are they doing?
There you go.
Oh, man.
It's all fun and games until the horse goes down.
The horse fell. This is a sad day.
Tier 1 tower goes down, and possibly even more. Mantis Style is up on Anti-Mage if he wants to buy it. Yeah, he's just bought it.
And it's going to be delivered. I think they're going to swing back into the Roshan pit. I mean, imagine somebody's going to pick up a Vlad's, and at that point, the aura and the early game, mid-game fighting capability is simply too much for Rising Star to fight against.
Yeah, and for Rising Stars, it's like you mentioned, it's going to come down to Queen of Pain and Storm Spirit getting a few hero kills in quick succession, starting to snowball. At no point in this game did it ever feel like a snowball's happening. This is a Queen of Pain with 0 deaths. Normally, if you're thinking 21 minutes in, you've got a Queen of Pain Storm Spirit draft. There's no deaths on Queen of Pain. Things are going pretty well, but Queen of Pain and Storm just haven't been finding the kills that they need to turn this game in Rising Stars. They've got 3 kills in 22 minutes.
With the Storm and Quap.
Storm Clock, exactly. Yeah. Even Clockwork. Clockwork and Nyx Assassin. You add 2 great gankers and initiators in there, and it's just not working. Sure, Clockwork's under-leveled, but all you need is level 6. Have a hook shot. You've got maxed out Cogs, which is completely a ridiculous spell. You should be getting kills, but they're not. How can they not find Rubik and Lina? Rubik and Lina should be free kills all day long. Neither hero has a single death. Rubik and Lina have not died all game long.
A combination of good positioning, but mostly Just
I think they're going for the wrong heroes. They've been focusing too much on trying to kill the anti-mage.
I think so as well. If he's going for something, oh, Quap's gonna blink back out into trees, but they find him. Air's gonna be dead. You're absolutely right. If he's going for the Battle Fury build, yeah, by all means, go focus him and kill him because Orchid, he's dead. I think they should be looking for supports, and they haven't even found them. The supports are hiding well.
At least you start with the support. Start your snowball by getting support kills, and once you get your next level of items up, once you start getting kill after kill, get more map control, then you can switch targets. But right now, it's Chain Stack just all over Rising Stars. They're going to get this Keeper Light as well. Blinding Light buys super sometime. Vacuum actually not going to land. TPM from Nyx Assassin. May actually save this Keeper Light. There's an Stolen Impale coming out from Minerva. And an easy pickoff. And possibly more to come. Nyx Assassin, dead. Rising Stars just falling apart.
Yeah, Chainstack also been doing a very good job whenever the defending towers are kind of in a position of war, always sentry down, and of course Nyx Assassin trying to initiate in, but he just gets lifted, and the team fight starts 5v4 without the Nyx Assassin. Chainstack, almost elementary at this point, takes down the tier 1, swings back to throw to Roshan. They can go for the tier 2 if they want, but Roshan's gonna be the safe kill.
Yeah, it looks like they're going straight in there. I'm wondering if we see Antimate go Vlad's next. I mean, if he wants to go all early game, it's either Vlad's or if he's worried about maybe the Orchids, then he goes straight for a Heart of Tarrasque. Just go for the raw HP to survive the silence here. But he's got the Manta Salve, and with that, I mean, he's going to have an Aegis as well. So I think Vlad's could just be that item which looks to seal the deal up against Rising Stars. He's already got the Ring of Akala, which he can disassemble and use the Bassi Ring to make a Vlad's. Just needs to self the Wraith Band in. And then we're looking at a really strong push coming from Chain Stack.
How often do we say that? Buy the Vlads, win the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
as an anti-mage at 24 minutes in, it's like, let's end the game early, especially when you're up against a Storm Queen of Pain draft. It's not Chain Stack who have a strong early game draft, but they've turned it into one with their item choices, with their play and decision making.
yeah, mostly their play and decision making as Chainstack. Chain's gonna force air away. I mean, what is item progression? Can they even defend against their push? There's Momek, there's still that double Orchid. Working on the BKB is Xiaotuji, but can Xiaotuji even stay in the front line against anti-mage and solutions? I really don't think so. Oh, sorry, there is a mech up on Super, so there is something. Blinding Light is gonna be pretty nice as well, especially to slow down anti-mage for a couple seconds when he's attacking you, but for the most part, I don't think they can even defend it up against the uphill push. There is Illuminate to slow it down, though.
Yeah, they can slow it down, they can stall as much as possible, but all it takes is Antimage to decide, hey, I'm just going to blink in and try to find a kill. Even if he doesn't get a kill, he gets a hero down to half HP, they've got to heal up, and during that time, Chain Stack, well, free tier 3 towers. So with this Aegis up, they've got so many options. Antimage, he's sitting on 2.4k gold. Be interesting to see what he picks up. We haven't taken too much of a look at some of these other heroes recently. Risk has got a Planewalker's Cloak, building towards, I imagine, a pipe. And DK, he's starting his BKB now, and he's almost completed it.
Yeah, once the BKB is done, that's going to be, I think, the uphill item they need. Go up Dragon Form, pop BKB, and start right-clicking things, and, well, that should be enough. Although, Chainstack, no rush in terms of pushing here towers down. They still have the big lead, and if this game goes later and later, well, they have the late game in the lockdown as well.
Yeah, it really feels that way. At any point in this game, at no point in this game will Rising Stars have a side edge. If this goes for another 60 minutes, no chance. If this next 5 minutes, it's just not looking good for them. And these Orcas were there, but there's no follow-up items. BKB is up on Storm now, but it feels like this is just too little too late. Not to mention, he can still die. If there's a Telekinesis to lead things off, or a DK ultimate into a stun with the extra range stun, Stormstreet needs to be very careful. He does have the 10-second BKB for the next fight, but following that, it's going to get shorter and shorter, and his lifespan is going to get shorter and shorter as well.
Yeah, unless this game lasts for like maybe 60 or 70 more minutes, where Rising Star gets 3 or 4 Scythe of Ice, I don't see them coming back, and there's no way that this game's going to last that long.
Yeah, Chain Stack, well, they're going to take another tier 2 tower, and their lead just keeps getting bigger and bigger. The gold actually isn't that incredibly in their favor. It's only just over 5k. XP, though, much more solidly in their favor, about 10k XP lead.
Yeah, I mean, credit to where credit's due. Rising Star not giving up just yet. I mean, if you give up, you're out of the league. Maybe you go 60 minutes, or at least try to.
This shows why you normally go battle for an anti-mage. Look at the CS. This is the first time you'll ever see an anti-mage not have the highest CS at like 27 minutes in the game. And this was a free farming anti-mage. He's lower CS than the Storm Spirit. Well, they're even now.
Yeah, Storm Spirit, I mean, will start to fall a little bit behind now. They're going to focus on Risk. Let's see if they can keep him Orchided. They're trying to. The mech's going to bring him back up, but they are going to get that kill. Look how easy that kill is. They even get a gem kill, so that's pretty decent.
Yeah, not bad. Anti-Mage is now on the hunt. He's trying to chase down. Well, he's not chasing down an Invis, Nyx Assassin in Vendetta form, and the Queen of Pain and Storm are gone, so Things, that's a nice little pickup.
I mean, you get any free kills you want, or you could get, and you go back farming. Hopefully, those free kills keep presenting to themselves. To be fair, I mean, anybody other than Anti-Mage, if you go out alone farming by yourself, you do get pickoff.
Oh yeah, even the DK with the BKB, he can get brought down before he pops it if the Nyx Assassin is there. The Orchids aren't going to be much use when he can pop the BKB, but if there's a Nyx Assassin with a Vendetta Impale, then he can be brought down as well. So Chainstack do need to be careful. As Rising Stars, they pick up their 4th kill of the game. That's really the big shock to me. 4 kills in 28 minutes with this draft of theirs.
Yeah. I mean, credit to Chainstack for kind of staying in great positions, staying hidden. But right now it says, Chainstack, we're going to just go for the win. And what are you going to do about it?
Well, it looks like we may just see them drop their tier 2 tower uncontested like they've done their other tier 2s. Chains on the high ground, he's found Keeper of the Light. Forces out the mech. Mana burn comes down. This is the one thing which is really annoying for Anti-Mage. The mana burn coming from the Nyx Assassin, the mana burn from the Cogs. He's going to have to get constantly mana'd up. As he wants to make sure he has a mana void in these team fights for the Storm Spirit or the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, 5 times your mana, or 5 times your intelligence is pretty intense for Anti-Mage, who doesn't necessarily have the highest mana pool or regen, but there's a high ground. Elder Form Dragon level 1 breaking the high ground.
Hey, that does more damage than
It
that
does.
level 2 Dragon.
It does, so hey, kudos for
Glyph is
not
there.
leveling it up.
They popped the Glyph, and there was a bit of a split push coming out in the side lanes here. Queen of Pain got the tier 2 bottom. They are going to look for an engagement here. It's Clockwork with a hook shot. Can they get the kills on the support here? Risk is the target, it looks like. But he's only got off the wall of Requiem. Back him to follow. Mofi going to be the first to drop. Lina also on the sideline. Nyx Assassin buyback now. DK's found a stun. Nyx Assassin should go down. And Anti-Mage, Chains is just manning up with this Aegis of his. And he's still got ultimate.
Well, he's actually running a little bit low in terms of mana. It looks like DK's gonna go down. Oh, it looks like maybe the Radiant team's gonna hold it, at least for this particular push.
Yeah.
Silence up here against Chains. He doesn't have mech, or he doesn't have Mance up. I think he might actually go down, and the Orchid's gonna bring him down. Magic Wand up just barely. He's gonna blink back in. It's got Aegis. Look at how aggressive Chains is gonna be playing. Is he gonna lose the Aegis because of that? Is he even? No.
Aegis expires in about 30 seconds or so, it looks like. So he wants to lose it, but he's just struggling to do so. He's blinking in again. He's got ultimate, but no mana. And I love what Rising Stars are doing. They're not losing that Aegis. They're not killing him. They're like, okay, let's wait for the Aegis to expire, because then you've got to retreat. He can't heal up. He hasn't got a Heart of Tarath regen. He's got no mana. He's going to be forced back, and this Aegis is going to expire. He was really hoping to use that there.
Who bought back in the last fight?
Alright, 2-3 heroes. At least 2 heroes did. Nyx Assassin, as did Clockwork.
Yeah.
2 buybacks.
Yeah, and well, they were able to defend that one. And to be honest, Clockwork and Nyx Assassin using buyback gold, not the biggest deal. I mean, I don't think they were gonna get anything too much contribution to the team. Clockwork is working on pipe though, and he's gonna have it momentarily after farming a wave or two, so that's gonna be pretty decent. Xiao Tuji gonna be going for a Scythe. I mean, that's what he's gonna be trying to hope for. This game lasting long enough where he will have the Scythe, Queen of Pain will have a Scythe, maybe even Keeper having a Scythe, and maybe that's gonna allow them to come back. But again, it's a very, very steep uphill.
Some neat item picked up by the dire side, the chain stack. DK goes for an armlet, so going for a very cost-efficient damage item, so to speak. Also helps you tank up. An Anti-Mage goes for a Skull Basher, so we're going to see the bash coming out from him, provide some additional lockdown against the Storm Spirit in BKB form, and just makes it a lot easier to get some of these kills.
Stormsphere finds himself a regen, and they're going to find himself a Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight does have the access of armlet and BKB like you talked about, but they're going to go on regardless. Where's the follow-up? Does he want to just pop it? Or...
I think he's trying to bait BKB.
Yeah,
'cause he knows it's
not
just
bad.
coming. He's like, let's try to bait this BKB out. DK does the smart thing, doesn't pop it, and now the push going down mid lane. This time there's no glyph. This time there is no Aegis though.
Well, this time also no buyback here from 2 of Rising Stars hero as it is still on cooldown. Chain just walks up the hill, ignores the creep wave. Blind, of course, Cogs. Doing a decent amount of work here.
It looks like the tier 3 town, maybe the target. He's already lost all his mana though, Chains. Arcane Boots actually going to help him out. He's also going to Magic Wand here, so he should have enough for a mana void here. Stormspirit going to go flying in. He's got buyback if he needs it. He's going to focus down Minerva, so he brings out the support right off the bat. Air goes in with the BKB, trying to do as much damage as possible, and they've taken out Darkseer as well. Air, he gets brought down. No, it's not like brought down. It's the Nyx Assassin who's brought down. Clockwork now on the back line, on the run, brought down. Both Clockwork and Nyx, the 2 heroes with no buyback, are the 2 heroes dead. Worst case scenario for the Rising Stars team, although they do get 2 kills.
I like the way that the Rising Stars started that team fight. Ignore Anti-Mage, ignore DK, go for the supports. They were able to get the kills, but Chain's just too tanky. And 1 rack's down, 2nd rack's being worked on. Shirtuchi There's a silence up here on DK. Is he gonna go right there? Yes, he will, but here comes Blink Anti-Mage. All your mana is gone. Thankfully for him, that Anti-Mage doesn't have mana for his Void either. Kudos to Nyx Assassin. Just constantly, whenever he sees Anti-Mage, he burns him up.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of it prevents Anti-Mage from getting kills. The problem is they don't have a solution to the push. It's not a heavy push, but it's just a gradually bring down your tower, come back, gradually bring down your racks, come back, gradually bring down your other racks, and now it's suddenly chain stack. Well, there wasn't much of a big epic fight at the mid lane, but hey, Raxus went down, and that's all that chain stacks came for. They'll quite happily take that, even though Anti-Mage doesn't get himself any more kills.
Big smoke gang coming out from the Radiant side again, looking for those free kills. Anytime you get a free kill on a support, it's not like you could push off of it, it's not like you could do a Roshan off of it, but just gives you a little bit of EXP, make them lose a bit of gold, and hopefully you snowball off of it. But it's just too little too late, I feel like. Again, 8 to 20.
Yeah, and the other big time, they're also worried about Roshan coming back up, but I feel they've used this smoke a bit too early. They're going to do some very aggressive warding here in preparation for Roshan respawning so that they can scout things out, at least near the pit, but I feel this is just not going to go too well for them. All Chainstack have to do is push out these lanes, and then they should be able to get a relatively easy Roshan if they play it smart.
Also very surprising that neither team has a gem, particularly the Chainstack team. I mean, they're so far ahead that a gem is just a small investment, and you could make sure that they only have... I mean, wards is going to be very, very good for that Storm Spirit and Quad, where if you're, a support runs past by the wards, then you're probably dead. So... Uh-oh, Super, no Mana Void.
If he did it instantly, he would have done it in time there, but I think he was... Yeah, I think he's quite happy to save it there. Not a big loss, just to keep it light. Keep it light would have respawned by the time you go push anyways, just sitting on level 10. And I think Chainstack more worried about trying to take Roshan here. They de-ward sentries with sentries, and they've got the vision around the Roshan pit, and right now, I just don't see Rising Stars in a position where they can contest this Roshan. They've got their whole team up, they're going to scout out with Rocket Flare. Maybe best case they try and go for a bit of an Aegis snipe, but taking this fight is going to be very difficult. Clockwork's going to need the perfect initiation with that hook shot.
Well, let's see if he's going to be landing it. Here we go, Nyx Assassin charging in again, but again, like I said before, Nyx Assassin really hasn't done a single thing. He runs in and he's going to get focused. Xiaotuji goes in for the BKB. Nice steal here on the Aegis. Wow, what a play.
Roshan as well. Gets the gold and the Aegis.
That's sick stuff. Got it. A lot of EXP, but Super force staffing on the low ground here. XTD is going to pay the ultimate price. Maybe he's surviving. He does not have Vendetta, and the bash even prevents the stun being done out. I mean, does Aegis on Storm changes anything?
It means he can just suicide to defend. That's about all it does. He can just go flying in. Probably kill the... We've seen him just killing off Rubik. Maybe Lina. These squishy support heroes have been as Prey and Rubik. Now, not seeing it full HP at mid lane. This is something where... You mentioned they don't have gem. They don't even have an earner, which is something which normally you see either Rubik or Lina going for as the two supports, but neither having it really makes it hard to sustain these pushes. But the main heroes you just got in the front lanes, DK, Anti-Mage, they are just tanky as all hell.
Yeah, and of course with the drum charge being popped, they're going to go for the win, basically. The second lane of Rax, often the most crucial lane of Rax.
Glyph gets used, and probably not at quite the best time there. Not a very effective Glyph. And Rising Stars, they're all back alive. But for Chainstack, if they really want, they can back off. They're all a bit low here. They are going to pop the mech. DK, sitting around 1k HP, and it looks like they may just try and back off here. There's no need to rush it, especially now that Storm has Aegis. If they really want, they wait 6 minutes until it's gone. Not to mention, Storm has a Scythe of Ice as well.
Yeah, I mean, you starve him in the base, which is somewhat, again, dangerous thing to do against a Storm Spirit, because he could always jump out and go for those kills. Might be a little bit too difficult to starve him, but I agree with you. There's no reason to take any risks. Push multiple lanes, make sure that you get enough farm in the enemy jungle as well. That's exactly what they're doing, so... But here comes a big smoke. They want to start a fight right there. Uh-oh. Johnny, can he pop his BKB? Oh, yes he does, but he's going to go down regardless. Anti-Mage, where is he going for? But looks like they're going to go right on risk. Vacuum here, Mofi in big trouble. Mofi taking a ton of damage. Any Mana Void? No, Bash is doing so much work. Now he blinks on Super. Now blinks on Shituji. 1200 damage off that Mana Void. He's got the Aegis though, so he should be fine. Can you get that lift? No, he
took
can't.
So much damage instantly. Like, one or two right clicks just brought him down. He's going to go down, it looks like. He's got a tiny bit of mana here. Anti-Mage has another blink though. And Storm, you've got to get that mana re-jump. It's just not there. He's dead. He's got no buyback. No Scythe of Ice. Bottom lane.
It was a mana burn from Minerva, stealing it from Nyx Assassin. 5 times the intelligence, and Stormster had a huge intelligence pool thanks to that Orchid and a finished Scythe of Ice, so I think that's game.
Yeah, it looks like it. Defending without Storm Spirit here is just not really feasible. You've got a Nyx with some stuns, you've got Queen of Pain with an Orchid, but this is going to be Rax as it looks like.
Chain Stack on to the phase 3 of the qualifiers.
Wow, that's a big surprise. They're essentially the top 8 as far as the Asian scene goes. I mean, I'm not saying they are a top 8 team in Southeast Asia, but with the bracket they've got, they're going to be competing as if they were one of the top 8. They're still going to get these Raxes here. It is going to be a bit of a fight coming out of Mofi. They may be able to bring down Chains here. It looks like they could just do that. Blink out on 80 HP. He's out of mana. He's trying to save it. He's mana leaked up, it looks like. Mana burn from Queen of Pain not doing enough. He's got Magic Wand. He's stuck in trees. Lina trying to save his life there. XCD gets caught out and Antimate. He survives. That was close.
Man,
They're buying time for Storm Spirit to respawn though.
I mean, it doesn't matter though. The Rax is so damn low. DK is gonna just waltz his way back in. No backdoor protection because mid creeps is on the mid lane already. And before Storm Spirit comes back and start rocking, he is gonna get that Rax. There you go.
Well, Antimate is back home at base, and there's a big Storm Spirit flying from downtown. He's trying to go for the DK, but DK, immediate BKB, as does the Storm, and this is the BKB of Storm, down to 5 seconds now. So his ability to sustain himself in these fights just does not exist. As for Antimate, he's got another big item coming soon, 5.5k gold, and with Storm Spirit having a 5-second BKB, Storm is looking awfully juicy all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't even need to go for a whatever other item. He just need to finish this Abyssal, and having a guaranteed stun on a Queen of Pain or Storm, they just die during that stun.
He does just that, and now they march back towards bottom lane. It's still just a raid tracks there, but actually no, they're going to go rotate back top. They can have 2 lanes automatically pushing in with just the creep momentum, and then top lane is the 3rd lane, which they can pressure with the Antimates, pressure with all their heroes, and it looks like they're going to do just that. They're arranging a meetup, maybe going to look for a bit of a smoke gank here, it looks like as well, just to make things a bit easier. They finally got that gem you talked about. 39 minutes in it took them, but they've got that gem.
I'm not sure it's even if their gem or they picked it up from the Radiant team, but yeah, I mean, map control not exactly the most important thing when you're constantly in front of their base, but still making sure that the enemy does not have wards. And as well, there's a Nyx assassin, although they've been very prepared against a Nyx so far, anyways.
Yeah, Nixus has not had a very big impact. I mean, you mentioned his buyback not being like costly, but I feel a Blink Dagger and Nyx Assassin can make a huge difference. Being able to blink into a position for a 2 or 3 hero impale, especially on the support, and then a big Carapace can make a big difference. And right now, Nyx's lack of items, Clockwork, he's got his pipe up. I guess Clockwork's fine as far as items go, but the rest of the team overall is just very underfarmed. And late game Storm Spirit and Queen of Pain just don't have the damage. And Anti-Mage, well, he's near unkillable, as we saw earlier at bottom lane.
There is 0 buyback available for the Radiant team, and here we go. Mofi gets Force Staff back out, and he's gonna get blown the hell up before he even falls down. Anti-Mage comes in here, going for a kill. Not gonna get, at least not right now. He gets silenced, but he just eats every bit of nukes here. Gonna focus on XTD. Look at how quickly he goes down. Oh no, Xiao Tuji on the run. 1,500 damage on the Mana Void.
Wow, 1,500 or about 100 HP that he had left, so it didn't quite do the full damage. But Rising Stars, they're knocked out by the Chain Stack. The Southeast Asian Australian mixed team has done what very few people thought they could.
Looks like we
Yeah,
lost one.
and they've done it in a very poised fashion. I love the fact item choices in the early game did it without not getting picked off needlessly by the Queen of Pain as well as Storm. I mean, I'm still baffled at the point we're like 25 minutes in the game. There were 3 kills on the Radiant side with the Storm and Quap.
And both Lina as well as Rubik had 0 deaths.
Yeah, 0 deaths.
It was incredible. They only died in the last couple of pushes where Storm suddenly realized, I can't actually kill Anti-Mage, all I can do is kill these supports. And at that point, the support, I mean, you can't survive a Storm Spirit initiation when he's got BKB and Orchid. And, well, Chain Stack, they take it 2-0 at that. They're going to advance to the final 8 teams, the Phase 3. We'll have 2 more teams joining them tomorrow in our final Phase 2 matches. But, wow, what a series. What a great couple of series we've had today.
Yeah, congratulations to the Chain Stack for moving on. Let's quickly check out what we have for tomorrow in store for the G1 League. And let me go.
Tomorrow?
Have
You got me?
Yep.
Zenith versus Zenith versus Neolution is the second match. The first match of the day is LGD International up against Vici Gaming.
I want to see that.
It's probably the highlight of these matches. 2 teams who both should, in theory, be qualifying. If either of these 2 teams were up against Chain Stack or Rising Stars, you'd heavily favor them. But unfortunately, the way the bracket fell, they're up against each other.
Yeah, to be completely honest, LGD Gaming not looking as good as they have been for the last couple of months. So, you know.
And then Zenith versus Neolution. Neolution, who shocked Tong Fu yesterday, and Zenith, well, Zenith are just Zenith. They're really in good form at the moment.
Yep. Of course, we do have replay coming up in a bit. LD will be casting that. Do you know when it starts? In an hour or so from now, correct?
According to my match ticket, it says 2 hours and 23 minutes. We'll probably put on another funny video or something. I don't know what match LD has in mind, but I imagine we'll put something up for you guys while we wait for that next match to start. But we play Dota 2 League. The group today, I don't know what group it is, but the 4 teams playing, we've got Rox Kiss up against Power Rangers, the team from Belarus, and then after that we have Dignitas up against 3D Max. It's probably one of the toughest groups in this first round because there's 32 teams here. So you get some sort of easy groups and you get some much tougher groups. This is one of the tougher ones. Last night I also had a tough group with KP, Fnatic, as well as the Retry, PGG's new team, and El Pride. But tonight's one is probably the hardest group there is with Rox Kiss, Power Rangers, Dignitas, and 3D Max. LD will be casting that. That starts in 2 hours, and that concludes today's G1 League action.
Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. That will conclude our broadcast. For now, we will put up some good videos for you guys to see. Hope you guys enjoyed it so far. But for now, this is Luminous and Gods. We are signing off. See you guys. Go, go, Power Rangers.